6 o'clock, so I'd like to call our meeting to order if we could. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Just a report on the survey we did.
Okay, Nick has a report on the survey, and I would like to add a communication that I received today from the Department of Veterans Affairs inviting myself, and I assume it's open to everybody on the commission and public in general, to a Flag Day ceremony on Tuesday, June 14th. So, I'd like to add that to our agenda. If we could. Are there any other items to add? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Support?
Okay, motion support, last chance. All those in favor, yes?
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. We have an agenda. Roll has been taken.
Yes.
Is that true? Yes. Okay, thank you. Next, Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone would please rise and join us in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Next up, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the May 10, 2022 regular meeting and the May 17, 2022 special meeting. Your pleasure.
So moved.
Support.
We have a motion support. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none. All those in favor would be yes.
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 Any opposed is no. Motion is carried and we approve the minutes. Moving now to communications, as I mentioned earlier, I did receive a communication from the Department of Veterans Affairs inviting, in this case it was directed to me, but sounds like it's open to the public, so everyone good to share it with the commission and the public here, that the event will occur on Tuesday, June 14th at 4 p.m. It's going to be at the All Wars Memorial at the Gratiot County Courthouse, which is at 214 East Center Street in Ithaca. And again, it's Tuesday, June 14th, 2022, so
What time was that again, Greg? Sorry.
4 p.m.
Thank you.
And they are, says they are providing refreshments, but they'd like an RSVP no later than Monday, June 6th, 2022, to the Gratiot County Department of Veteran Affairs office. And they give an email, veterans@gratiotmi.com, or telephone 989-875-5258. So there is that. Okay, thank you. Moving down the agenda. Resolutions. First up is consideration of a resolution to adopt the proposed fiscal year 2023 annual city budget.
The hearing.
Oh, I'm
set up
sorry.
here.
Hearings.
Skip right over that. My apologies. Hearings. We need to set a public hearing for June 14th, 2022 at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the agenda allows for review of proposed changes to section 6.2 of the Code of Ordinances relative to consumption of alcoholic beverages in public places to allow for said consumption in accordance with city ordinance and state law. Your pleasure to set the hearing.
Move to set the hearing.
Support.
Motion support. Any comments or questions? Any background from staff?
This is just to get this section of the ordinance congruent with our trolley ordinance. Right now, this says you're not supposed to consume alcohol on public streets, and we allow it through our trolley ordinance.
Right.
So we're trying to make those consistent.
Okay. Anybody else? All those in favor of the yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
opposed is no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Now we'll move down to resolutions. So first up is consider a resolution to adopt the proposed fiscal year 2023 annual city budget. Your pleasure.
Move to approve. Support.
Have motion support. Any comments or questions? Any additional color from staff?
No, it was it's been a long haul to get here, and I appreciate everyone's work on it and all the meetings that we've went through to get here. And obviously, the work is not done. We'll be starting in the next couple of weeks on getting things squared away and getting ready for 2024. So lots to do yet to get us to a point where we're sustainable with what we have through the organization. So there's a lot of work to be done yet, but I do appreciate everything that we've done to this point to get us at least a balanced general fund budget this year. Thank you.
Okay,
Can I make a comment?
certainly.
I just say, I want to just kind of echo what Eric said. I did go home after last week and I went through again and again and just kind of looked and, I appreciate all the work that all of you have done. You know, you made cuts across the board, not just one department or the other. And even with Eric's, assistant, city manager position being cut too, you know, I commend you guys. It's not easy and I know it's not gonna be, great, you know, for a little while, but I just wanna tell you, I appreciate the work that everybody put into trying to make this balanced and it's not, I don't wanna use the word fair, but as consistent across the board as possible, and so I just appreciate it.
Can I add not to that, but just an additional request? I know, Curtis, we've talked about the commission getting information routinely. In the next meeting or the meeting after that, can you bring a template of what the financial dashboard you would share with us looks like, so we can say, this is information we want, or this would be useful, and then also maybe determine the interval that we want for those, because like if we wait for a quarter, we may, you know, the ship may have sailed, but if we go bi-monthly or monthly, but a template, just a one-page saying, here's what you'll get, and so we can comment on that, and then you can begin to populate it with the budget year. I think that would be really useful. That also keeps us on task with that. Sometimes we forget to do these things because of the crush of what's going on, but get the template so there's also no surprises going forward. And also, as you start talking about how we're making this sustainable, that also becomes a way we can shape that if we need to. So if you can bring a template, I guess maybe by the 28th would be the meeting, that would be useful, I think, for the commission, just so before, when you start the fiscal year, you'll know what we're going to be getting.
The 28th, like in 4 days?
So of June,
Okay.
not in 4 days.
Yeah, like today's the 24th, so.
No, I think
Yeah.
the 20th is
Okay,
is
gotcha.
the
I just
next
wanna
the
make- I
second
just wanna
meeting in
make it
June.
clear, so
I'm sorry, I
Curtis
guess I
knows
could
why.
throw a month in that, right? If we get one on the 20th of December, it wouldn't be nearly as good.
No
So,
pressure.
yeah. But if you could just saying, here's what we think it ought to look like, so you know.
Anyone else?
I agree with that. I think the dashboard is a tool that we're gonna have to have, and, you know, in order to keep our sanity and to stay ahead of stuff as to where we are, so that we don't have these kind of things occur again, so. And again, to reiterate what Audra said, thank you very much to all of you. All of you, thank you.
Again, last chance. Hey, all those in favor of adopting the budget, say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed will be no. Motion is carried. Next will be consideration of a resolution to approve the special assessment roll for unpaid charges for noxious weed cutting, sidewalk replacement, and utility billing charges for 2021. Your pleasure.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Motion support. Any comments, questions, or anything from staff?
In your packets is the, not the longest list we've ever had, but a pretty lengthy list of the unpaid charges for mowing, sidewalk replacements, meters, throughout the city, so.
See anybody?
This is an annual basis.
did.
As you see, some of them that have been crossed out, those are ones that have been, got paid before
Tonight.
the notice went out, so.
Okay.
Cool.
And do we have a motion on that? We do,
We do.
Okay, so there is a motion on the table. All those in favor of the yes?
Yes.
Any opposed is no. The motion is carried. Now, number 3, consideration of a resolution to approve an increase in water usage rates to become effective July 1, 2022. Your pleasure.
Move to adopt.
Support.
And the note on this says the water unit charge per 1,000 gallons of water will increase from $3.07 to $3.69. And it notes the last rate increase was July 1st of 2021, so it's been about a bit of time. We have a motion on the table. Are there any comments or questions?
Just like we discussed in a few of our meetings, talking about rate increases for our enterprise funds, water, wastewater, and solid waste, we will be seeing increases over the next 3 to 4 years. 1 in 21 was for 3%. This is quite obviously a bigger jump than we've had, but we'll basically have to catch up for prior years of not doing any increases.
Is that date right? Like 10 months ago we did it?
Yeah, we did a 3% increase last year, yes.
It would be a year when it's implemented.
Which doesn't seem that
Okay, any other comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor would be yes.
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 Any opposed is no. Motion is carried, rates are increased. Sorry, folks. Consideration of a resolution to approve an increase in wastewater usage rates to become effective July 21st, 2022. And the note here tells us the wastewater rate unit charge per 1,000 gallons will increase from $3.71 to $3.90. And the last increase on this one was also July 1st, 2021. Your pleasure.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Motion support, comments or questions?
Same situation, last year we went up 3%, this year it's a 5% increase, and we'll probably see a 5% next year also.
Okay. Anybody else? Hearing none, all those in favor would be yes.
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 Any opposed is no. Motion is carried. Thank you. And again, apologies to the ratepayers. But it isn't gonna get better, I'm afraid. Number 5 is consideration of a resolution adopting a decrease in the solid waste rate to $21.56 per residence from the current $22.15 per residence, and will become effective with all solid waste bills mailed after July 1st, 2022. The last increase in solid waste rates was effective July 1st, 2018. Your pleasure.
Move to approve.
Support.
I have a motion to support. Any comments or questions?
This was some happy
I
news,
get
because
my
there's a
name on the one
decrease,
that
and
goes
that
down.
is only because the waste contract came in for the first year lower than what we were paying for our last year of the last contract. We'll probably have this lower for the first 2 years, but there's a 5% increase per year with the 5-year contract that we currently have with our contractor, so. But at least for this year, we do get the provided increase.
So down a little bit this year, but it's gonna be up.
In
from
the next
now
couple,
on.
yes, the next
several
couple of years, yes, yep. It will go up.
All right, again, any questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor would be yes.
Yes.
Any opposed is no. Motion is carried. We'll move on down to ordinances. First up, we consider a resolution to introduce ordinance number 827 to amend section 6.2 of the Code of Ordinances relative to consumption of alcoholic beverages in public places to allow for said consumption in accordance with city ordinance and state law.
Move to approve the introduction.
Okay.
Support.
We have a motion support. Are there any comments or questions?
This is
Again,
what we'll have to-
background, we
yep.
talked about this before, I believe, so.
Yep, that's what I have in public hearing.
Okay. Anybody else? Hearing none, all those in favor would be yes.
Yes.
Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried. Next, we consider a resolution to adopt ordinance number 826, introduced on April 26, 2022, to amend section 60-77 of the ordinances of the city of Elma relative to conditions for establishing a bed and breakfast facility. Your pleasure.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Motion support. Any comments or questions?
Just again, this is to update our bed and breakfast ordinance. A lot of the information that was in state law already codes that way. We did allow for ground floor with the proper egress in the B&B. This does not affect what most people we talk about for what they consider Airbnbs. This B&B ordinance is for occupied spaces only. This does not apply to what we consider an Airbnb.
Okay. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, those in favor be yes.
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 Any opposed is no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Next, we'll move down to J, reports of officers, boards, and committees. The city commission may receive the following reports by one resolution.
Sorry. Low this week.
Any commissioner may remove any item within their section for individual discussion and vote. We have one, is the interim city manager's report. We also have, I believe, a verbal report being offered by Commissioner Piccolo. Your pleasure.
Do you want yours pulled or Eric, or was
Yeah, I'd
Basil?
like to talk a little bit about the ballot language for the streets.
Okay.
I move to receive them both.
Okay, we have a motion.
Support.
Support. And then we're pulling them both, I believe?
Yes.
Nick's is verbal, so.
I can take.
Eric, you want to go first with yours?
Sure. Real quickly, just wanted to give some real good news out of Gemstone real quick. The city received 25 lots through foreclosure sale back in 2010. We have now sold 15 of those lots, of those 25. And they're obviously in process or completed through development. So that's very good news for us out there. So when you drive out there, I don't know if you've been out there in a while, it actually looks like a subdivision now. It doesn't look like an empty field with streets. So it's starting to look like a real development. What I really want to talk about is the neighborhood street millage ballot language. We're coming close. July is when we have to have the language down to the county to get on the ballot for November. We've discussed a lot of the need for more maintenance of our local streets, and we've discussed the possibility of adding a 1 mil maintenance millage to what we currently do with the neighborhood street reconstruction, which is the 2.5 mils that we've been doing for 35 years. What we can do for the next commission meeting is bring some draft ballot language for each one of the options. So the only option is to have the renewal for the 2.5 mils of the reconstruction. Keep that separate. Create a ballot language millage for ballot language dealing with a 1 mil levy for a maintenance program. Or we could combine the two into a new ballot language for 3.5 mils for the reconstruction and a mil for the maintenance program that we've been discussing.
Would that make it 4.5 or would you?
3.5.
Because you said, okay.
3.5. Now, like I said, we could keep the 2.5 separate, so it's a renewal. Obviously, typically when people read renewal, that's a little easier to pass than a brand new millage. And then have a separate request of that 1 mil for the maintenance. We can go that way, or if the commission would like to combine that 2.5 and 1 into one ballot language for 3.5 mils, 2.5 for the reconstruction, and a mil for a maintenance program that Dave gave the presentation on a couple meetings ago. So
And the hazard with that is if that gets down, then we have no street millage at all.
yes.
So you'll be bringing this language.
Yeah, we can bring some draft language on that, or, I mean, it's, you could even look at this election cycle, we could look at the 2.5, and then the next election cycle, maybe we could look at 2 mils for a maintenance program, if that's what the commission would wish, we could look at that too.
Okay. And when's the deadline to have all this done?
August, right?
July.
July.
Okay.
For July, the language needs to be down at the county.
Okay.
So that's, next meeting, we can bring some ballot language to you
Okay.
to see what you think. And I just wanted to get that in front of us so we can think about that over the next 2 weeks. Well, actually 3 weeks, it'll be 3 weeks before our next meeting.
Sounds good, thank you.
Okay, that's all I have.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
Okay.
Nick?
Alyssa Parks, who's doing the survey for us with Eric's review, has gathered the data. She's now collating and putting information together. She'll generate a report for us. I think probably, I don't know quite how you do it. I don't know if we're going to hand it out because it's a personnel matter. If we're just going to go over it, we could go over it with her. The idea, we have a couple of, the plan would be two-step. One is, once that's done, I'd like her to talk with Eric individually, talk with him so he answer questions or see what's going to be presented. And then we could do this as a group. And Eric and I talked, because it's a personnel review, it could be done in executive session. And we have a number of choices. We can do it, we can invite Alyssa to come up in person or do it in Zoom. I think we have the tech to do it. If we did it in Zoom, either in that room or this one, it would be a closed session, so we would do that in Zoom with Eric and Alyssa. We could, we have a number of things. We could either, and I don't know what the appetite for this group is, we could do a special meeting. I asked her to block off a number of meetings. The 31st, we could do it. The 7th, those would be the only items on the agenda. They'd be special meetings because we don't meet till the 24th. We could meet at 6 to 7:30, go into a session, do it, and then come out. Or you can do it in the regular meeting in the 14th, or if you have some other day. So I name your pleasure. I personally like to have just a meeting for that we would go into closed session, but I know your time is valuable and don't.
So you're talking the 31st of May, so next Tuesday.
Could be next Tuesday, or it could be the 7th of June.
Does that give us enough time to post a meeting? What's our timeframe? Do we have to post a meeting?
Yeah.
It's 18 hours for a special meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, we can-
So you have 2 weeks between meetings, actually 3 weeks.
Well, we
It's
wouldn't
the-
if we do it on the 31st.
We do it the 31st, you can do it next week, or you can do it the 7th. Those are both off weeks for us in terms of our regular meetings, so.
My preference is the 31st.
I don't have anything. I just have to, if we can make it 6,
We can do whenever
Yeah.
we want, it's our special meeting.
because I will
6.
be coming back from Lansing that day, and I won't make it by 5:30.
Okay. Do you want me to call her and set up for 6 then, and do that, and we can talk to the tech folks?
We'll throw that under new business.
On what
then.
date?
Okay.
What date?
It would be the
The
30th.
31st, Tuesday, a week from today.
Okay.
And it'd be in Zoom, okay. I have a
It would be
draft of
a
motion.
single,
Just a
basically a
single,
single
yeah.
item agenda, and we would anticipate, because it's a special meeting, I would not advise taking any action, so I would
Right, we can't, we
presume that
wouldn't,
we
yeah.
will not take any action as a result of that meeting, or at that meeting, when we come back into open session. Okay?
Yep.
Is that reasonable?
31st, okay.
Anybody else? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Piccolo.
Thank you.
All right, I believe we had a motion on the table to receive the 2 reports. Any additional comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor would be yes.
Yes.
Any opposed is no. Motion is carried, we've received the reports, thank you. Moving on down, appropriations. Any interest in paying the bills?
Move to pay the appropriations.
Support?
Motion support, anybody have any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor would be yes.
Yes.
Any opposed is no. Motion is carried, thank you. Commissioner comments? Roger, would you like to go first?
Oh, sure.
Changing it up here.
Spring that on me. I don't think I have anything other than, obviously, the weekend. It's our big one, so be there and support it. And,
What is it that's going on again?
something, I don't remember. Hope for good weather. So it's gonna be an adventure being over at Alma High School. And to the best of my knowledge, everything has been completed. Dean Transportation is going to provide buses, to be shuttle buses back and forth between the college and the high school for just 2 buses, I think, kind of just rotating back and
And
forth.
they have done this before. I remember years, at least one time in the past, when this event did occur, the Penn Festival did occur at the high school on the grounds.
I don't recall that.
It's been a while, but I do remember it.
I think that was maybe the one Highland Festival that we were not able to attend after Laura's accident, I think so. It's the only one I've missed, I think so. So anyhow,
So it'd be done in the entertainment tent, I believe, is right near corner Pine and Panther Parkway, yes. So
That-
those people looking for the entertainment tent, you'll find that at the corner of Pine and Panther Parkway.
mhm.
And I think, my understanding is Chelsea House is gonna be back again.
Chelsea House will be back.
Which is always a great performance.
I think they actually play Friday night as well.
Do they?
Play Friday night and then
Along
Saturday
with,
and
I
Sunday.
think, Jedi is back. Is that
Jedi
true?
Mind, yeah.
Jedi Mind Trip, so
Mhm.
another good performance.
Yeah.
And the others as well, there's always plenty of good entertainment there, so.
Big name. It should be fun. I'm certainly looking forward to it.
And just one final question for you before I move on. The Strand Theater, you went well, I've heard good reports.
It went very, very well. We had 8 performances with the reduced number of seats available. We kind of have to go to 8 to make any money on it as opposed to 6. So we have gone to 8. And we had Friday night, opening night was sold out. And the other 7 performances were probably 20 empty seats in the house the whole time.
Overall, very good.
Overall, very good. Standing ovations every night and good performances. Nancy Pesca, who is the director of it, but has been battling cancer for a while and then also had a little bit of a heart problem and was taken into the hospital the last week of rehearsals. And Liz Loisel, the musical director, kind of took over for her and just did a marvelous job. And we were afraid that Nancy was not even going to get to see it. But she made 2 performances. She made the Saturday afternoon and the Sunday afternoon performances. It looked good, and she enjoyed it. So yeah, it went very, very well. The public supports us well. So
Good news, and the talent is always amazing, the shows are always terrific, it's just
They
a
are.
great venue, we're
That they
very
are.
pleased for, appreciative of all the work that goes into putting something like that on, I'm sure it's tremendous.
it's amazing. It's that's 100 people took part in that show in one way or another, so.
It's hurting a lot of cats. Okay, Danny.
Just echo Roger's remarks about this weekend. I'm excited about it. I know my kids are. And then thanks again, Eric, and every department head for working through the budget and getting it to where it is. I thought, 3 weeks ago there was not a chance in all hell that it was going to get back to where it was. But I appreciate the hard work. I know obviously it's 3 weeks ago it wasn't where we wanted to be. It's still not where we want to be, but at least I think you're pointed in the right direction. So thank you for that. And thank you to Nick for putting together the surveys, and I know that takes a lot of extra time and it's a little unique, so I'm excited to see the results of that and work through that, so thanks, Nick.
Okay, thanks, Danny. Roxanne?
I have nothing to offer.
Nothing.
I have tonight, thanks.
All righty. Nick?
Nothing to add, thanks, Danny. I'm good, thank you.
Michelle?
Thanks to all the Keep Elmo Beautiful people that planted the flowers and the DPW workers that got those out today.
I saw
Before
them going
that.
out today.
And enjoy the Highland Festival.
That's nice.
All good?
I don't have anything to add.
Okay. Sarah?
Greg,
Whoops.
did I need to make a motion for that special meeting, or we already?
Yeah, we probably do need a motion for the meeting, right?
We should,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, okay,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
that's okay.
No.
How about if we finish the comments, and
Okay,
we'll
that'd be
circle
fine.
back to that, is that
Right.
agreeable?
Sure.
Okay.
No, just echo everything said about festival this weekend, and next Friday after that is Back to the Bricks here in downtown, 2 to
Right.
6 p.m. in downtown, so a couple things happening real quick, so.
That's it.
So lots going on, lots of good news, terrific. Echo that, and with that, if any members of the public would like to address the commission, if you'd please go to the podium. state
wanna
your name
circle
and
back to
address.
my
Oh, I'm
motion?
sorry, your motion, yes.
Danny thanked me, and you just keep
Yeah.
forgetting me.
I've heard Danny and Cody, thank you for it, very much good.
Just, I think the motion would be that the commission sets a performance review session,
Special
for
meeting.
special meeting on May 31st at 6 PM. That'll be a Zoom meeting with the person who did the survey. And I got it written down for you, so.
The closed session will be part of Zoom, right? So
Yeah,
that's
the
not-
closed session is on
Yeah,
Zoom,
yeah,
right,
is
correct.
that true? Okay.
We're
That's
on
allowed, right?
person.
Okay, just to make sure. All right, so we do have a motion on the table.
Support.
Support? Any comments or questions? All those in favor would be yes.
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 Any opposed is no. The motion is carried. Thank you. And we set the meeting. See you again next Tuesday. Now, public comment. If any members of the public would like to address the commission, please go to the podium, state your name and address, and share your comments. Don't see many public.
Not many
out here.
publics here.
Not many publics here. We're not around the crowd that the Strand
All of you are
does.
public.
Hopefully, the festival and all those other good things, so. With that, we entertain a motion to adjourn for this evening.
So moved.
Support.
Motion support, last chance for comments, questions, accusations or denials. Hearing none, all those in favor?
Yes.
Any opposed, no. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.